So finite and non-finite verbs. Okay. Yesterday we had seen the starting of the finite. First, what is finite verb? The verbs which change with the subject's number and person, and in tense, that is finite verb, right? And then we saw non-finite verbs, which are 3 in number: infinitives, gerunds, and participles. Okay. We saw what is infinitive. Infinitive is the verb which has a particle to with it, and we all use it in different ways. It is used as a noun, as an adjective and an adverb, and there are many functions of noun in which the infinitives are used. Okay, like the subject, or the direct object, or the objects in reported speech, as object complement, as subject complement, and then as an adjective and an adverb. Then we talked of bare infinitives. Did you understand this bare infinitives? Do you have any problem in bare infinitives? Because bare infinitives is without to. Without to. Okay? Verb in the base form without to. Okay? And I told you to remember these verbs, right? Action verbs with which they are used, like let, help, and make. Okay? It is also used with the verbs of senses like hear, see, and feel. Right? It is used without to. So sometimes we are confused whether that is an infinitive or a base verb. But the base verbs are these. He let me complete the work. Okay. He helped me finish the project. Right? Okay. He made me work very hard. That means these words are used as action words, and the infinitives they are used after it are bare infinitives without to. Okay. Now let us come to gerunds. This is a different thing. It is a verb, but it doesn't function as a verb. It is also called a verbal noun. Okay, it functions as noun. That is why it is called a verbal noun. Okay. Okay. They do not work as or function as a verb. They function as noun. Okay. How? See, I've given some examples. Seeing the ocean for the first time is incredible. We can always change the sentences if gerunds are used there into infinitives. Okay. Suppose I say seeing the ocean for the first time is incredible. If I have to change it into infinitive, what is the sentence going to be? Can anyone tell me? If I do not use the gerund here, seeing is the gerund, the ing form. Okay, ing form serving as noun. Okay, seeing the ocean, that means on seeing the ocean. If I have to change it into infinitive, what is the sentence going to be? Can anyone tell me?
Ma'am, to see the ocean for the first time isn't
Very
incredible.
good. Very good. Because infinitives also serve as noun. Okay. So if infinitives serve as a noun and gerunds also serve as noun, we can change that. Okay. So to see the ocean for the first time is incredible. And seeing the ocean for the first time is incredible. So we have to find out whether this is gerund or infinitive. Okay, because gerunds are always nouns. Infinitives can be used as nouns, as adjectives, or as adverbs. Okay, so reading book is often very enjoyable. Reading the book. Okay, reading the book. This is the noun. This is the subject, and that is why it is the noun. Reading books. It is the subject. Okay. How it is used as subject, I have told you now. This is a normal noun or a gerund phrase can be the subject of a sentence. Like swimming is an excellent form. This is only gerund. Swimming is an excellent form of exercise. Nothing is used. Now if we have an object with the gerund, like eating vegetables gives you a lot of energy. Eating the vegetable. Eating is gerund and vegetables is the object of this subject. Okay, are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, studying too hastily. Now gerund plus adverb or adverbs. Studying too, adverb, hastily, adverb. Okay, so it is verbal noun, that is gerund, which is used here as a subject along with adverbs. Okay, now reading romantic literature. This is gerund, this is adjective, this is noun. Okay, this is literature is noun and romantic is adjective, which is giving the more information about the literature, what kind of literature, that is romantic literature, and reading is the gerund. Okay, so this is the subject, complete. Reading romantic literature, this is the subject, but it has a gerund, an adjective, and a noun. Okay, now gerund plus prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase, we have studied about verbal phrase also, right? In the beginning we have seen a verbal phrase. This is prepositional phrase. With the preposition there is a noun attached to it. Working from home. From is preposition and from home, that is a preposition plus a noun, right? Working from home allows me to spend more time with my family, right? Okay. Now as a subject as subject complement. We know what is subject complement. The phrase which gives more information about the subject. Okay. My main responsibility here. What is the responsibility? Operating the forklift. Okay. Now operating is the gerund which is giving more information about responsibility. Okay. Gerund operating. It is giving more information about responsibility. Okay. My favorite thing about being in Japan is eating sushi. What is your favorite thing? The thing, the noun. The complement is eating sushi. Okay, so eating here is gerund. This is not the main verb. Okay, this is not the main verb. You have to keep this in mind. The non-finites never work as main verb. Okay, they are non-finites, and that is why they always need a verb with it, and that verb can be an action verb or an auxiliary verb. Okay, clear? So non-finites always work with a verb, and that verb can be anything. Clear? So here this is a verb, but it is a verbal noun, gerund, which is acting as a subject complement, giving more information about the favorite thing, right? Getting it? Okay. Now if it is a noun, it is going to act as an object. Okay, it is going to act as an object because nouns, they have a very different functions. Okay, they have different functions, and as a subject complement, as an object complement. So if anything serves as noun or anything functions as noun, will have to serve all the purposes of noun. That means if infinitives or if gerund serve as noun, they have to serve as a subject, as a subject complement, as an object or object complement. Right? Okay. Now, they are objects to what? First is of prepositions. How they are object to prepositions? Because they serve as prepositional phrase. Okay, they serve as prepositional phrase. Now, gerunds are used as objects of prepositions to describe an action that modifies another action. Okay. After sneezing, I always get the hiccups. Okay, sneezing. This is the gerund. And when do you sneeze? Right? When do you get the hiccups? After sneezing. So after is the preposition for which the sneezing word is acting as an object. Okay, this is the noun. Clear? Okay, you get what? You get hiccups. When do you get? The adverb will modify the get. Okay, so after sneezing. Okay, so after is preposition and sneezing is the gerund. Clear? I'm going to improve my health by running 6 miles every night. Okay, how you are going to improve your health? By running. By running. By is the preposition and running is the gerund. Okay, clear? Anyone
Yes,
who
ma'am.
wants to read the next one? Read the next one and explain. Yes, yeah, read. I can't hear you, beta. Yes, anyone who wants to read?
She started going crazy from so much waiting.
Yes.
He is
You
not
can
against marrying me.
see.
He just isn't ready.
Very good. Okay, so what is the gerund here in this sentence?
I'm waiting.
Very good. Okay, waiting. And what is the preposition?
From.
Very good. And here in the last sentence, the gerund is?
Marrying.
And the preposition is?
Against.
Against.
Against. Right? So it is acting as an object of preposition. Now we'll see how it is going to act as an object of a verb. Okay, it is already a verb. It is a verbal noun. Okay, if it is a verbal noun, that means it has the qualities of the verb as well as noun. It is a verb, but it is acting as a noun. Now it is the object of verb. Okay, now it is acting as a direct object of someone. Do you mind watching my seat? Mind is the verb here, main verb. Okay, the base verb. And this is watching is the gerund which is acting as an object to the verb mind. Right? I really love hiking. Love what? Hiking. Hiking is the noun. Okay, hiking is the verbal noun, that is the gerund which is acting as an object to the verb love. Are you getting it? There is no preposition here. There is verb here. And to the verb, it is acting as an object. Anyone who's going to read it?
Yes, ma'am. I really love hiking in the mountain. I enjoy eating at restaurants, but Jenny prefers cooking at home. He remembers turning off the oven, but his husband thought he did left it on. They could not
Okay.
help feeling sorry for Bob.
Okay. Now you see here, there are two gerunds used here. I enjoy eating at restaurants. This is not restaurant. Okay. This is restaurant. You pronounce this as restaurant. We have a different colloquial pronunciation as restaurant. No, this is restaurant. Okay. I enjoy eating at restaurant, but Jenny prefers cooking at home. Here, this verb enjoy has an object eating, whereas this prefers, this verb has an object cooking. A gerund as an object cooking. Okay, so we have two verbs with two different objects. Okay, so one is enjoy eating, verb with gerund, and the other prefers cooking, verb with gerund. Okay. Now object of phrasal verb. Okay, phrasal verb we have studied, right? Getting down. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, going on, verb with a preposition. Okay, that is a phrasal verb. Now gerunds also function as object of phrasal verb. I'm counting on getting tickets to that new movie. Counting on, this is the phrasal verb, and getting is the object of this phrasal verb. You know what is an object? Object is one on which there is the effect of the verb. So we are seeing this of preposition, of verbs and phrasal verbs. Okay, so this is the phrasal verb and this is the gerund on which there is the effect of this phrasal verb. Counting on what? Getting what? Tickets. Okay, they are looking forward to meeting you later. Okay, looking forward, this is the phrasal verb. Okay, can you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you understand this? Any problem here?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, now the next function is forming compound nouns. See, this is the one which we usually have the examples. If it is noun, it is compounded with another noun. Okay, it is serving as noun. It is a verbal noun. So it is a noun itself, a verbal noun compounded with a noun, joined with a regular noun. Okay, and this pair is called compound noun. Okay, how the compound noun is formed? See, his new running shoes were already covered in mud. Running shoes, shoes that are used for running. The shoes are not running. Okay, shoes are not running by itself. The shoes that are used for running. Okay, are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is a noun. It is not performing the function of a verb. Okay, this is a verbal noun, but it is not performing the function of a verb. I'm hoping she can give me a helping hand. Hand that is helping. No, helping hand means helping complete the work. Okay, right? So helping hand, hands that are going to help her. The working conditions are very poor here. The conditions that are needed for working. Clear? So these are compound nouns. So you can see that the gerund can be in the beginning, right? And it can be used paired with noun to form compound nouns. Now, can you give me some examples of compound nouns? See, it has to be very, very carefully taken, because if you are going to see the participles which we are going to study later, that is also the ing form. So that is different from gerund. So tell me, can you give me some example? Can you give me some examples? The walking stick of my grandfather is very strong. Walking stick, the stick is not walking. The stick that is used for walking. Okay? Are you getting it? Can you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
So it is not performing the function of a verb. It is performing the function of a noun. Okay? It is compounded with another noun. It is paired with another noun, but it is not performing the function. Clear? Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So gerund is complete here. Okay. Gerund we have seen right from here as a subject complement, as object of preposition, object of verb, object of phrasal verb, and then forming compound nouns. Okay. So this is gerund. Clear? So we had seen the infinitives and compound noun. Okay? Right? I'll stop sharing the screen here. Now you tell me. Yes. And do you have any problem in gerunds? Infinitives and gerunds, both we have covered in these 2 days. If you have any problem, you can ask me. Okay?